Hi everyone, I'm Meredith Abbott, Culinary Director for Sur La Table, and welcome to On the Table. Today I'm bringing a timeless classic to life, the Green Bean Casserole. The first step is to blanch the green beans. I have a large pot of boiling water. I'm going to season it pretty generously. I have trimmed my green beans, so just got that little hard root end off of there. I'm gonna add them in. I'm gonna take a spider. This is a great tool for anytime you're blanching and shocking or you're deep frying. It is like a slotted spoon, but it has more negative space, so it can move a lot of product and drain quickly. So I love a spider for a technique like this. We're just going to blanch these green beans for about a minute or two until they're bright green, and then we're going to plunge them into cold water to stop the cooking process. When blanching, you should use a large saucepan or stock pot with lots of water. That way, when you add your ingredients into the water, it comes back up to a boil quickly. My beans are nice and green. I'm going to take them out and put them into this large bowl of ice water that I've put a fine mesh strainer over it so that my green beans are in the water, but when I need to fish them out, I don't have to fish out a bunch of ice cubes with them. So it'll make this process a lot easier. I'm just gonna shuffle them around until they're nice and cool. Now that they're cold, I'm going to set them over a bowl like this to drain. And now I'm going to make the filling. Add some butter to a saucepan. Get about medium heat underneath it. I'm gonna let that melt, and then I'm going to add in my sliced onions. What I'm creating now is the filling that is usually a can of cream of mushroom soup, but we're gonna make this from scratch today. So we're gonna make a version of a bechamel, but it's kind of a bechamel and another mother sauce combined, which is called a velouté. So it's kind of a combo of the two. My butter is melted. Now I'm going to add in my sliced onion. I'm gonna stir to get that melted butter all over those onions. I'm going to cook these until they're wilted and translucent. It'll take about 5 minutes. All right, my onions are wilted. They're a little translucent. They're really fragrant. I'm going to add in my sliced mushrooms. Give it a good stir. I'm gonna increase my heat to medium high. I want these mushrooms to release all of their liquid and brown. We're gonna build a lot of flavor. After you give them a good stir, then walk away for a minute or two. It's been a few minutes. My mushrooms have released all their liquid. They're nice and golden. My onions have taken on some more color, so now it's time to add my garlic. I add it now so it doesn't burn. Stir that in. Season this with some salt and pepper. I'm just going to cook this long enough for the garlic to become fragrant. It'll take about a minute. I'm gonna use this pot to make the sauce part of my filling. So I'm gonna scrape out the onions and mushrooms. Perfect. Place this back over medium heat. Add in butter. Let the butter melt. The butter has melted, so now I'm going to add in my flour. Give this a really good whisk. We want to break up any clumps of flour. We're going to cook this for just about a minute. Now I'm going to add in my broth. I'm going to slowly stream this in while whisking. If you have some lumps, just keep whisking. There's my broth. I'm gonna scrape down the sides a little bit. And now I'm going to add my milk. You can use chicken broth if you like or prefer that flavor, or if you want to keep this vegetarian, you can use vegetable stock. I'm gonna cook this until it simmers and becomes nice and thick. All right, my sauce is nice and thick and glossy. Now I'm going to taste for seasoning. That definitely needs some salt to it. Big pinch of salt. A little bit of pepper, whisk this in. I'm gonna add my mushroom and onion mixture back into this sauce to make the filling. Fold it in. And an unexpected ingredient is a little bit of lemon juice in this. It's going to really help brighten all of these flavors. About a tablespoon, so that might be a half of a lemon. That might be a whole lemon for you. Give it an eyeball. Taste it again. That is lovely. Now I'm ready to assemble the casserole. So I'm gonna lay in my blanched and shocked and pretty dry green beans down into the bottom of my casserole dish or baker dish. I'm gonna pour this mushroom onion filling sauce over top, making sure to cover all those beans. Give it a nice little scrape. I can take my spoon or a pair of tongs and kind of stir this around just to make sure everything's covered. Lovely. I'm gonna season the top of it with some salt and pepper. And now, I think everybody's favorite part, fried shallots or fried onions. You can make these from scratch. You can do them a day or two in advance and hold them in a food storage container with a tightly fitting lid, or you can buy them already done. Take your pick. Sprinkle these on, a nice layer over top. Try to make it even. Now I'm going to cover it in foil before it goes into the oven. I'm going to bake it with the foil on for half of the cooking time. Then I'm going to remove the foil and finish cooking it so the shallots can get nice and crispy. Okay, look at that. I took the foil off halfway through so my shallots are nice and crispy. And I'm gonna try a little bite. Ooh. Get some beans, get some of that topping in there. Whew. Nice. Okay, beans are still nice and crispy. They have some texture to them. It is like the more sophisticated grown-up version of the green bean casserole that we grew up eating. It's delicious. It's perfect year-round or for your holidays. Enjoy.